He had to take a nap.
Okay. Is he coming?
He may be here in a bit.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm really interested in working something out. Let's do it.
All right. What are you thinking?
Let me pull it up. What are we suggesting already on the doc?
20 years, losing the property, 2 strikes on the business, yada yada yada.
Is mask
Strikes on
ID
business.
a thing for police? Dude,
I
he
don't know why
literally
that's there
spoke
as
to
well as
Dan
losing
and
the
gave
whole
him
ass
his
property,
dragon
but
off.
That's what it says.
Is La Fuente Blanca, forgive me for my lack of knowledge on this, simply helping Dan with questions and stuff? He asked me to help with the plea deal, but what is the business exactly? Like he's running a business out of La Fuente Blanca, is that what you're saying?
I will let Speedy answer that himself if he shows up, because I'm not. All I know about is Putos Frutos. What it says on your court case, though, is
it is a
2
business.
strikes on La Fuente Blanca and taking the property La Fuente Blanca.
He
So
literally grows
the reason it
fucking
was
vegetables
laid
on
out
the
like
property.
Because it was 1 strike for Michi Frost growing, and then 2 strikes for the bench and things that we found inside. Totaling 3, which, as you know, 3 means you lose the property. So that's why it's worded that way.
Right.
As for Speedy's actual time of fine, on the docket, it's 20 years in jail, 20 years parole, and a $3 million fine.
Oh shit, I forgot about the fine.
So
okay.
what is your...
Maybe no plea
I'm
deal.
assuming the most important thing to you is going to be losing the property itself.
Well, it's not to me. It's, obviously Speedy does not want to lose his property. I can speak for him in that regard. For me, the most important thing is that my client gets some measure of justice. So whether that means working out a decent deal for something reasonable, or taking it to court where, I'm sure you guys think you got a slam dunk case here. I would too, probably.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Murphy. If this whole conversation is just gonna be you being like, I don't know, because Speedy's not here, then why are we having this conversation?
No, it's not. I'm saying, I'm sure you think you have a slam dunk case, but I've been doing this a long time, and this is a coin flip case. Like, I could win, you could win. It's that simple. So if we want some result where we can both be unhappy, then I'm willing to talk about that. But if you're gonna do like instead of 20, it's 15, and 2.5, 2 3/4 strikes, let's be realistic about whatever we can agree to.
Just got an email from Speedy. He said I can speak on his behalf if you guys are okay with that.
If someone's gonna speak on his behalf, that's all I need. I don't care. I need to know, because every time I bring up a suggestion, I don't want to hear, well, I don't know, because I don't know what Speedy wants. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for.
Well, it's his final decision, obviously. Like, he has to sign off on whatever we discuss, but I'm perfectly comfortable speaking on his behalf. I just can't answer to his business dealings that has not been discussed as a part of his defense strategy, like the Putos, Frutos, La Fuente. Like, I'm fucking clueless. Okay. And he talks a lot. I'm sure we went over it, but I'm mostly focused on the charges here. So like, I can answer whatever I can answer, but if I can't answer a question, I'm going to say you're going to have to ask Speedy. But
okay, so based on what's on the docket, give me your offer.
Well, I mean, it's real messy. Like, you got a case on Speedy based on some other person doing something that anyone could have done there, with or without Speedy's help, who didn't even have keys to the business. Like, it's pretty flimsy on the premises. Obviously you can make an argument based on what you found. I know that, but it's a pretty whack ass case. So I really want to lowball this. What's the lowest you're willing to go?
Don't lowball me, Murphy. Every single time you do that, you just end up pissing yourself off. Can you just give me a goddamn offer like I asked?
All right, so yours.
What are you thinking is fair?
What I think is fair?
Yes.
What I think is fair is not guilty of the charges. That's what I think is fair. But as far as an offer, I don't know, like 3 years. Doesn't take the property. That's it.
I mean, the thing is, like, the property obviously is going to be the most important thing. I'd be willing to drop the property if he's willing to, in exchange, do some form of hard time. I'm not talking obviously 20 years, but I mean, maybe half that.
5 years, 10 years parole, supervised or enhanced or whatever the fuck you guys do
The
at this
parole program
moment.
is garbage. I don't feel that's worth it. Dean, what do you think?
Are you open to special parole conditions?
I would say yes, but again, the parole program right now is
Or outside
garbage,
of
and it has
that
been.
parole program, I guess, is what I mean.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Do you need a janitor for the week?
A janitor for the week, Dean? Come on, you could do better than that.
Come
What, is
on,
he gonna sweep all
would
his
you
guns
not
away?
love? Would you not love to have Speedy just like mopping the floors
I hate
wherever you
Speedy.
tell him? Wherever you tell, not you, then somebody would love to tell him, hey, you missed the spot, and if he talks back, you know, gets locked up.
No,
Now,
you guys are being ridiculous.
Are you looking for time for Speedy for a particular reason? Like, is it the punishment that you're looking for, or is it like, is there an alternate to hard time, or is that, you know, your bottom line?
The ranch.
Dan really wants
Just
the ranch. I
time-
have no
time
personal
or-
ties
or
to this
the
case.
ranch.
I don't really care. I think that I think the time that we've asked for, around 10 years, 5 years parole is pretty fair if we're trying to also go for the ranch. Because I know that's the last thing he wants is the ranch to be taken, right? So if I take that off the table, you know what I mean? Whether you think I'll get it or not, I'm still being as fair as I possibly can be, because I know that's the most important thing to him. Of course it is. I mean, it's his home, and I'm with the business and everything. Like, so I feel like cutting the time in half, lowering the fine a bit, and then not even going for the ranch is more than fair.
All right. How about if he agrees to 10, he gets considered for parole in 5, like properly,
Okay.
like with like good behavior with DOC and all that. What about that?
That sounds better to me.
He agrees to 10, but he doesn't have guaranteed parole, but he gets parole in 5 if he's good.
Would you be open to less hard time served in prison but a longer parole? So if he does come out and fucks up, you know, he's on a tighter leash, or?
The thing, I want to say yes, but the thing is with people on parole, and I don't want to generalize here, but I'm going to do exactly that. People on parole will still do crime, and then they will just have every single person and their mother try to defend them. So it's just going to cause 10 times more shootouts than it's worth. I know it is. I'm not, stupid. I know Speedy's going to go shoot a cop, and then every single person in the city is going to save him, and then I'm going to have, you know what I mean? So I really like Murphy's idea. I think that Speedy can be on great behavior for 5 years and probably get out. But we're going to have to discuss. We'll discuss both of them. Here, let me go do that real quick with these guys. Come on.
Now, the other thing I want to get into is the actual charges. I want him to plead guilty to the drug trafficking only.
That's for the week, right?
The weapons, leave out the weapons manufacturing. They want to get him for
no
weapons trafficking.
Just trafficking, yeah.
Oh, I thought they made up a new charge for this. My bad.
Well, they might have put a new charge in, but I don't think it applies retroactive. I don't see it on the docket, at least.
All right. Well, if he had, if somewhere in the shit that they haven't even fucking bothered to add from the raid contents that he had 6 guns or plus, then whatever. But
yeah,
the
thing is with Speedy, 5 years good behavior. That's a hard fucking. That's gonna be so hard for him. I give him 2 hours from when he gets booked before he starts a fucking riot.
Well, that's his decision. My decision here is to get him the best possible deal from people who have no reason to help me. So it's ultimately up to him if he thinks something's a good deal or if he's going to fuck up. 5 hours after, not even 5 hours after he got the case on him, he fucking threw a grenade at Kyle Pred at your fucking casino.
Yeah, 2 days after that, walked into the courthouse and shot a judge in the face. Did he tell you about that?
Right. So that's on him. That's not on me. I don't have to think about that stuff. He's going to do whatever he's going to do. But if I can get him 10 out in 5 instead of a 3 in the morning court case, which, you know, I'm dying to have like a real court case, but
Yeah.
if I can avoid going up against John Doe at 3 a.m. again, then, you know, I am down. I am downtown on the, I'm ready. I'm ready to make this deal, but it's got to be a good deal because this case stinks.
The thing is, for Speedy, it's like they have the opportunity to set precedents on his property, on the business that operates on the property, you know, like if these strikes go through and all this shit, you know.
And so do we, though.
Securing that
you know,
is his main priority.
I understand that, but you know, my main priority on behalf of people like Speedy is getting precedents and standards set in court by digging up the dirt in cases like this, which too often get settled out of court for some kind of deal. And the reason that they're sitting down with us, Dean, is that they know their case stinks. They know that it's probably just good enough to get them some kind of win here, but they know that it stinks and they don't want their fucking dirt laid out in the courtroom.
The thing is, yeah, it's like, I think it's kind of opposites. It's like you said, you'd be willing to take the drug one, right? But I don't think they will get anything on the drug one. And you
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. The only drugs that are listed is what they found in Michi's truck, the 4,000 grams of weed. Like everything else is not even, is not even really
well, that's
listed.
the thing, right? It's like they're not going to get that charge, I don't think, for sure. But, you know, willing to take that charge, if you're Speedy, it's like a win for them, but also just like a null thing overall, you know?
So basically, we're faced with the dilemma of like, do we try to trust the system to actually fix the problem that led us to the situation, or do we resolve the matter quietly in the hopes that it doesn't cause any further problems?
The thing is, if we go to court and we try to challenge that warrant, and the judge sees nothing wrong with it, it's like, fuck, right?
Well, Crane signed the warrant, and Grayson is the one who signs the most shit warrants. So the one who signs the most shit warrants is not going to be like, Crane is a fucking douchebag. The only a non-elected judge who is my boss totally fucked this whole... No, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. Honestly
not
don't
the judge's
think...
fault. It's not the judge's fault either, by the way. The cops, like I said, they have the reading comprehension and training just enough to type for a judge. That's it.
Yeah. And if they see nothing wrong with that, right? Like if the precedent is on your property, you're